please, who saved that they used to be saved though? You want to invest? Well, you see, that's the thing about life. You can't check your money in piggy banks now to save it. Do you think piggy banks will allow you to collect it back? So we can't allow you to collect it back. Who else wants to change their mind? You want to change your mind? What did you choose to do? You want to save, well, now what do you want to do? You want to invest. Why do you feel your savings is not an investment? Do you feel your savings is not an investment? Okay. Do you know what? For everything I decided to say, invest. Station manager of Sparkling 92.3 FM and in person of Mr. Theresa Ekpenyong. Please, a round of applause for him.
Thank you, Majesty. Is it afternoon yet? Yes, just turned 12. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. How's everybody doing? How are you doing? Some of us are still very quiet, still trying to settle in. Anyway, you're welcome to the Paintbrush Team Hangout 2.0. My name is Theresa Ekpenyong. I serve as station manager at Sparkling 92.3 FM. How many of us know that radio station? That's where I work. How many of us listen to the Teens and Kids program? I'm sure that's how most of you, that's how you found out about Paintbrush, right? How many of us came here from? So at Sparkling, we empower, we say that we are your radio, your shine. We say that we're not a radio station. But that means that we empower people to shine at who they are and what they do. So that's why we're partnering and sponsoring this program, right? That's why we're helping you get the information and make it possible for this program to happen so that you can shine at who you are, which is very gifted, beautiful, and handsome teenagers, and what you do, which we will find out what you will do in the future, right? First of all, I mean, investors, right? What else is there to do? Investors and business people and all of that. So, thank you very much for showing up. Please engage, participate. Don't just be calm and collected. Make friends, okay? Participate in the event and have a good time. I'll see you at the end of the event. Thank you very much.
Okay, a round of applause for the station manager of Sparkling FM. No. You guys had the opportunity to buy fans. You did not buy fans. So if I say clap, you're going to clap very well. A round of applause for the station manager. Now, we're coming alive. Okay, so it's time for us to listen to the first lecture. Don't worry, it's not a very serious lecture. Not deep like that. It's just, she's here to teach you about financial literacy and what it means. And I'm talking about no other person than the author of The Paintbrush, Dr. Theresa Ekpenyong.
Thank you, Majesty. Okay, so I'm here once again, and our guest speaker is here, so I'm not going to do much because he's the expert. But I just want to explain to us, because I know that most of us are thinking, well, we do not earn money. By God's grace, things hang out 3.0. We talk about that. We are still working on it. How you can earn money even as a teenager. I schooled in the University of Benin, and I used to sell when I was in school. I used to buy and sell. I was still a teenager when I go to Lagos, I'll buy hair stuff, come to Benin and sell. So even as a teenager, you're not too young to make money. So how many of us here get pocket money consistently from our parents? Please don't be shy. Just put your hands up. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, you guys, people are rich now. Come on. So who wants to volunteer? Okay, let me ask. If you don't mind my asking, how much do you get? Is it weekly or monthly? Weekly. Okay, like how much? You don't know? You rather not say. Okay, who doesn't mind sharing? It's for illustration purposes. I don't mean to pry into your business. I don't expect it to be much. You want to volunteer? Okay. How much? Please, can we have another microphone?
Yes.
So if they want to talk, I don't have to go all the way there. This one's help my help. Who else wants to share? Doesn't mind.
So my pocket money, like my dad usually gives us money, like we're going out of it, maybe 1K a day, like we want to give us money, but it's always consistent.
It's not always consistent, but averagely.
Averagely, in a week, you can give us money like 2K.
2K. Okay. Alright, who else wants to share? Who else doesn't mind sharing the amount? Nobody wants to volunteer. Who gets up to 5K? Or 4K at least weekly? Okay, good. Alright, so let's not put anyone on the spotlight. Sorry. Can we go to page 4 of our workbooks? We're going to be looking at a story in the book, a short story. So, who is going to read from it? Madam, please come back. I want one of them to read the story. Who wants to read for us?
If mine wants to read.
So this is the story of two brothers. You go and take it.
In 2017, there were two brothers, Basti and Ekpenyong. They were just a year apart in age, 13 and 14. They came from a middle-class family, so they were fairly comfortable. Their dad started giving them pocket money as soon as they turned 13. 4,000 naira every week, which amounted to 16,000 naira monthly. They really did not need the money because their parents already provided everything they needed. However, their father insisted that they must always pay their tithe and give offerings from the money. Basi secretly envied Ekpenyong and could not wait to turn 13, so he too would have money to spend whenever he wanted. Ekpenyong only bought Basi ice cream once a week, while he spent money buying ice cream for his friend almost every other day. A month before Basi's 13th birthday, he and Ekpenyong attended the teenage workshop on financial literacy. The facilitator explained how a teenager could become a millionaire before adulthood by consistently saving and investing money over time. He gave an example of a 13-year-old who invested consistently for 8 years, age 21. The lesson immediately made sense to Basi since he was about to turn 13. At the workshop, Basi learned about savings, investing, emergency funds, and compound interest. He decided that once he started receiving pocket money, he would save and invest part of it instead of spending everything immediately.
Thank you, Divine. Just hold, you can sit down. I'll tell you when to continue. Okay, so basically, they had pocket money, and one of the brothers learned some things and decided to apply what he learned. So this was the breakdown. Now, I believe most of us here are Christians, but people have different mindsets on tithing. But what I will share with you is that even if you don't believe in tithing, if you study billionaires and millionaires, they all give. They may not pay tithes, but they give a percentage of their money to charity or one cause or the other. And that's because the way God created us, you cannot keep everything to yourself. It doesn't work. The percentage of what you have must go to something giving out. It's not all about you yourself. You get so a portion, he gave 400 naira tithe. His father insisted as a Christian. And then he also put out some money for offering. And then he puts out some money for enjoyment. In as much as we're talking to you guys about investing, savings, and all that, you have to live a little. You understand? So you have to put away some money for your enjoyment. And then emergency savings. Well, you people are young, but it's good to have that training. So this was the breakdown. So how did Basi end up being a millionaire at 21? So let's look at the breakdown, okay? How much was he getting a week? 4,000. After he removed all his plenty deductions, how much did he was able to save? I'm not hearing you guys. 2,500, okay? So every week you have 2,500 to put away. And how many weeks do we have in a year? 52. Okay, so those of you that collect, have pocket money from your parents, consistent every week. You're doing the math in your head, you understand? Like, maybe you get 4,000 naira like Basi did. You can be doing this. You don't have to follow everything, but there's an amount to put aside, okay? And then, so he decided to invest in what we call mutual funds. Let me explain mutual funds in an easy way. Those are facilitator will do justice to that. Mutual funds is like you giving somebody who does different kinds of businesses. You get money from different people. You use your money, go and invest in stocks, use it and do business, different things, and then your money will accrue interest. Because there's something called inflation. It's good to save, but there's something called inflation. If you live in a country where the inflation rate is high, the value of that your money is going to drop. So he invested in mutual funds. And how much did he get at the end of the year? At the end of the year, 25 times 52 was 130,000. So this is for illustration. It's not a perfect example, but this is just to illustrate. Instead of just keeping the money aside, he decided to invest in mutual funds. And the mutual funds he invested in gave him a return of 10%. How much is 10% of 130,000? 13,000. So his total money came to what? 143,000, right? Okay, so now let me point out. After all this, someone may say, oh, I have 143,000, let me go into town and do all sorts. But guess what? He delayed gratification. And he now decided to put all that into another investment. Treasury bills. Where are my team? Treasury bills. Okay, we cancel treasury bills. Okay. So now he puts money in treasury bills. Treasury bills is like lending your money to the government. Our facilitator will talk about it. So treasury bills gives different percentage. Am I speaking Spanish? Do you guys understand what I'm saying, or I don't make sense? I want to know so that you guys can be following. Do you understand what I'm saying? You do? Okay. So treasury bills gives different percentages. Some years they are high, so it depends. But in this case, it gives like 12%. Okay. So when you do the math, 12% of the 143 he got came to what? 17,160. Okay. So sorry, 17,160. So now, most times when you invest in treasury bills, they give you your money up front. Like they give you your interest up front. So let's say I invested 100,000 treasury bills at 10% returns. As I'm investing it, they give me 10,000, so I can decide to spend my 10,000. Then after, there are different kinds of treasury bills. There are some that is for a year, some that is for I think 6 months or so. So let's say I give 1 year. After 1 year, they'll give me back my money. But instead of Basi to take that interest, what did he do? He put back the interest with the treasury bills. So he now got, how much did he get? The 17,000 plus 143. How much did he get? Okay. So now remember that every year, Basi is getting an average of 143,000. Okay? So now there's something called compounding interest. Okay? Compounding effect, sorry. At the end of the second year, he now had a new 143,000 plus the 160,000 he got from his treasury bills. And how much was that? That was like 300,000, right? So now he wasn't just getting interest for the 143, he was getting another higher interest. So by the time you add this over and over, he's just every year he's adding 143,000. Every year he's adding 143,000 to what is already there. So there's something called compounding effect. The money looks like it's doubling. So at the end of the third year, he added 143,000 and plus the previous year, which was 339,539.20. He got 482,000. Let me not bore you with the math. Year after year, where is my reader? Divine. Can you go to year after year?
Year after year, Basi kept repeating the process. He stayed disciplined, continued investing consistently, and allowed compound interest to work in his favor. By the time he turned 21, Basi had accumulated over 2.7 million naira through consistent saving and investing alone. And that was excluding the extra money his father later added to his allowance and the profits he made from learning about stocks and other investments. Meanwhile, Ekpenyong spent nearly all his pocket money over the years on temporary pleasures. At 21, Basi had built financial discipline, investment knowledge, and a strong financial foundation, while Ekpenyong had very little to show for years of allowance.
Thank you. Okay, so at the end of the day, he had even more than the 1 million that he had as a goal. So I know this sounds really hard because I mean, you feel you're young and why should I be saving? Why should I be investing? But how many of us are going to try? You may not do what Basi did. Basi was extremely, when you hear delayed gratification, he had to close his eyes to all the things that were staring at him to make that investment. But how many of us are going to try? Even if we don't do the amount he did, at least 10%, at least 20%, let me do what this Basi did. How many of us are going to try? Okay. Now, another thing I want to point out. Even though your parents don't give you consistent pocket money, some of you have rich aunties and uncles. When they come from America, they dash you $100. What do you do with the $100? You change it and you spend it. How many of us do get big amounts of money from time to time? I'm sure everyone. So what are you going to do the next time you have a big amount? How much are you going to put aside? Tell us. Yeah? All of you. Are you sure? Are you sure? Remember to leave a little. You say what? 70% of it. That's fantastic. So the next question you ask me is, how do I invest? Because I know people, so do you have a bank account? Not that you know. So after today, tell your dad to open a bank account for you, okay? There are accounts for younger children, okay? And then another thing I want to mention is, we have fintech apps. Now, I wish one of them came here to share with us how you at your age can invest in. But what you can do is, you can invest your money under your parents. I don't want to put my children on the spot, but they had some money during the holidays, and I told them, I gave them some to spend, because like I said, find a balance, leave a little. And finding an app where it was appropriate for their age to invest was difficult. So what I did was, there are many investment apps. I decided that on that particular app, I asked them what they wanted to do. They said they wanted stocks. So the stocks of that product they wanted on that app, in my mind, is for them, while the others is for me. So you can actually ask your parents to help you to invest. I'm taking too much time. So let's allow the experts to come and do every other thing. That's the end of my session. Thank you very much.
A round of applause once again. Okay, so I have a very interesting question to ask you. If, like Dr. Theresa said, if you have 100,000 naira and you can do two things, what would you do with your 100,000 naira? Think about it. I'll give you 2 minutes. Process it. 100,000 naira. You can split it 50-50, you can do 70-30, you can do 80-20. Just what would you do with your 100,000 naira? Anybody wants to tell us? Let me come this way. So tell us, if I give you 100,000 naira, better talk, or you don't know if we have 100,000 naira to give to you. What would you do with your 100,000 naira?
I would invest.
Is it because we just started talking about investments? Okay, you invest 70%, that's 70,000 naira. Then what will you do with 30,000 naira? For your immediate needs. Okay. Okay, so she's going to take care of her immediate needs and invest. What would you do with 70,000, 100,000 naira? You have only 2 things.
I would take like 25%, then I would invest like 35%, and the remaining percentage to enjoy life.
Oh, blake. Oh, blake. Great for you, 75%, so oh, blake. Okay, let's come this way. I hope you remember all this you're saying. Yes. What would you do with your 100,000?
I will save 20%. Sorry, I will save 20%, invest 70, and the remaining 10 is for my own personal needs.
Okay. You want to use 10,000 naira to buy deodorant, 10,000 naira to barb your hair, 10,000 naira to buy shoes, 10,000 naira. Okay. Let's remember that we have to be very realistic with this. Okay. So fine, let's say, what would you use 10,000, 100,000 naira to do? Remember, you can do 2 things. A lot of persons have been saying invest, save. What would you do with yours?
Actually, I'll keep 47% for myself and save the rest.
Okay, 47% for herself and save the rest. And what would you do with your 100,000 naira?
I would give 10% to God, save 70%,
Christian home
and the remaining
to spend. Okay. Okay, so Edward said you give 10% to God because it's important to remember to pay the tithes. Okay. Who else wants to tell us what to use your 100,000 naira to do?
Of the 100,000 naira, I will save 70%. Then the remaining 30%, I'm going to be sitting in ranking and scale of preference, my important needs. Then the remaining one I need for enjoyment.
Enjoyment. Go. So nobody wants to just let's enter spa and shut down 100K. God that provide the 100K can provide another one. So you don't believe that you just blow this 100K. Call all your friends, tell your classmates, tell them container don't land, hold and show, drop location, call me too. Let's go there. What will it take for us to do, Oble? We can eat everything, buy everything. You don't want to do that. Some people want to save, some people want to invest. Okay, so I need one more person, and you. If you have 100,000 naira, what would you do with it?
I will save 50% and the remaining 50% going to my needs.
Okay, she's going to save 50%, and the other 50% she's going to use it for her daily needs. Okay, that's very nice. Right now, I'm about to hand over the mic to Auntie Gladys again. Remember, she told me that she was going to come back with the game. So it's time to play that game. And By the time we're done playing the game, it's time for us to listen to our facilitator because we have to hear from the person with the vast experience in financial literacy. So, Auntie Gladys.
I feel this place. Who is feeling like sleeping? Who feels like sleeping? If you feel like sleeping, raise up your hand. And yeah, just help me and stand up so that I will not sleep. Just stand up. Help me and stand up. Now help me. I say help me. Help. I saw all of you. I saw all of you. Yeah, get up, get up, get up, get up. I saw you. I saw you. Get up. Get up. I saw you. I saw you. I saw you. Stop smiling. You're a child of God now. Say the truth. Get up. You say you feel like sleeping. DJ Bar, you go music. Let them dance. Stand. They're already standing. Stand. What's going on? They're standing. Let's dance. DJ Bar, small song. Let's dance. Shake body. I don't know how to dance. People will teach you to say. Anything you do, I'll follow you and do. DJ, we are waiting for DJ. You also say you feel like sleeping. It's not if you know, see, just say the truth. We are all who is a Christian here? Who wants to go to heaven? And say the truth now. If you know and in your knower that you said you were feeling sleeping, just stand up. Stand up, let us dance together. There may be something for the people that are dancing, they are investing their strength somewhere else. You know, everything we are doing here is investment. So it will be short. They may be just be investing their money, so their strength somewhere. DJ Bar, any luck?
Enjoy.